thought you were going to jump in there.
I know better. I just hope B makes it out all right. Coach is making out all right. They forget those are professional athletes.
Coach, what's it been like? He's having this freak, the days off, and then getting back. Sure, guys got a little bit refreshed.
Yeah, great. You know, winning helps. I think some of that energy coming back in day after the game. Thought we were productive that day, Friday. Then yesterday was more time away than anything. Just try to get outside, enjoy the weather, enjoy the families, and then today was a work day. I thought today was a really good practice day.
Curious what's his progress been, what he's been able to do.
Yeah, it continues to progress. I mean, he was able to get some live work here in practice, which again helps that we have so many days in between, so we can do that with some of even our rotation players. We're able to get in and do some 5-on-5 up and down work. So we'll see how that goes for tomorrow, how he feels tomorrow, and then of course Tuesday.
How important is tomorrow for him as far as?
Yeah, just how he feels. I mean, again, he knows his body better than anyone. He's been through a lot of, these processes, incredible recovery. So he knows how he's supposed to feel, when he plays. I think that's something too. Today, he did more than what he did a couple days ago, so all that is moving in the right direction.
I know that, Jalen only played 12 games and the hammy is most of it he's been out and rhythm and everything, but this last 4 games just isn't finding the shot, or at least not making shots, I guess is a better way to put it. How would you assess shot selection, shot quality, and where he is right now?
I think it starts with his movement. He looks like he's moving the same. The conditioning piece, we obviously see him gas probably a little bit sooner. He's an incredible athlete, a young guy that's probably never had to deal with conditioning issues because you ramp right up into the season. So I think that's where to start. He knows he's a little out of rhythm, but it's good just to get him out there. And again, it's like the consistent number of games I think is good. I think this 4-day break is good for him too, just his body. Now he's played in those games, 5 games after the All-Star break, which he's a little sore from it, and that's normal. So just going through all of the normal basketball things that you take for granted when you start the season, now he's doing it 50 games in. And then now, when Book does come back, that adds a different piece. So I think we're all excited for that to see how it all looks.
The other thing I had was, I know Mark, the minutes can fluctuate, matchups, maybe how he starts the game, the way he also plays once he gets in the game. So how do you get him back on track as far as being more productive on the offensive end?
Yeah, every game is different, Dwayne. I think you see it a lot, like everyone's so interchangeable. There's only one 5-man on the floor oftentimes for us or around the league at a time, so there's only one guy we can play. I thought that last game they both played well. Also just was part of that group that kind of came back into it in the third quarter. And we knew at the end of the day we're going to switch some of Doncic's pick and rolls, which happens in the fourth quarter. That just led us to try to stay with Oso instead of bringing Mark back in. I thought overall his performance that last night against LA was productive. He helped us on the glass. We're just going to need both of them at different points throughout the rest of this season. Every night kind of tells a different story. But again, I think this 4-day break is good for him too. Same thing, just kind of rejuvenate, recharge, and then he has played well against Sacramento.
Coach, getting Book helps both those guys. I mean, Mark would say it just makes his life a little easier. But just in general, when you get him back, things will change a little bit.
Totally. I mean, Book helps make all of our lives better. So it's not just those two. So I think there is a little comfort there with Mark. They've played so many minutes together. I think that obviously they have a good relationship, good kind of chemistry on the floor. Anytime you get an all-star level player back, it's going to help the entire group. So I would imagine, that helps the entire group, but specifically those two. I think we're all believe that those 3 guys just getting more reps on the court together, because Jalen and Book do play different. They do play different, and that will also help Mark try to figure out how to play with both of them.
In regards to Jalen, you said that this is normal. His teammates have said everyone is impatient, but is it hard to get a guy who's wired like that to understand that this might take longer than what you expected?
Yeah, I think what's different now is like everyone goes through these stages in an 82 game season. Now it just happens to be like he's only played that many games. But I think it's pretty normal to go through these stretches, even when you're out for a couple weeks or a couple months, middle of the season. I think part of it is like the new teammates, the new system, and then we say 12 games, but there was some stretches in between where it was 0 games for a long time. So I think now we can see what the whole group looks like, and now he'll start to catch some rhythm for sure.
We've seen Oso finish more possessions with the ball in his hand, but I'm just curious specifically with those aggressive rim attacks. I mean, what have you seen from him that's leveled up this year? He has already like 70 dunks this year. So.
Yeah, just uses athleticism, uses speed, uses strength, uses power. He often forgets how strong, fast, and aggressive that he can be. Again, he's like one of those call-in types of guys that's such a team player. You often forget to be aggressive yourself, so just trying to remind him of that in-game, after the game, before the game, and just keep him aggressive as possible on both ends.
And with Grayson doubling his driving attack this year from last year, if you remember back in the training camp, was that a conversation that you had with him, or was that something he wanted to do this year himself?
Probably a little bit of both. I probably see the game a little bit different, like the ability to have multiple ball handlers on the floor, always keep him aggressive. I think some of it is some of the injuries that we've had that has unlocked some of that. But we feel super comfortable with his ability to drive, and I think he's taken steps. I think I told him the second most pick and rolls he's played in his career. He had one game his rookie season, I think the last game of the year, where he played 40 minutes. That was number 1 pick and rolls. So the other night was the second most, which we love. We love him with the ball in his hands.
Has Jordan been able to do anything?
Yeah, he's just now ramping up, Dwayne. He is on the court. He was on the court today. But he's obviously booked further along than Goody. But he is starting to progress onto the court. Good. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Official has these couple days been off, and obviously not playing until Tuesday.
Yeah, it's nice. This might be our first 4-day break all year, honestly. And it's nice, knowing March is going to be tough. I think we got 5 back-to-backs or something like that in March. So just getting a good couple extra days to get ready for that, prepare your body.
Just curious kind of what the emphasis is. I mean, obviously the offense has been a little bit slow lately. Just through a practice and film, is it more on the offensive side or defensive side?
A little bit of both. Offensively, just moving the ball, not really having those stagnant possessions. I think it's big. And then defensively, just getting back to what we do, pressuring the ball, communicating. Just getting back to what we do, really.
Mark, obviously, offensively not getting a lot of touches. How are you handling that aspect of it? The team needs offense, and you can provide it, but it just isn't in the cards as of right now. It hasn't been in the cards as of right now.
Yeah. It's just what it is. I think offensively, just finding touches and continuing to do what I do, like continuing to run the floor. It's getting us open shots, even if I'm not the one getting them. Continuing to just be that engine, just keep going. Offensively, continuing to crash the glass, and knowing that it'll find me. I think is the biggest thing. Just staying consistent, keep putting in the work in the gym, and I think it'll work itself out.
As the getting called for fouls on the screen, how much is that maybe affecting your intent when you know that it's become something where seemingly the last few times you set one?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's caused that change. I think one could argue every screen's illegal, that every team sets. But just trying to just stay consistent, keeping a good base, making contact. But yeah, just try to keep doing the same thing, and I think the calls will correct themselves.
Has there been a conversation that coaches have had with you about how you're setting them, or are you all just like, hey, look, man, just keep setting them the way you're setting them?
like there's times I'm leaning sometimes, and there's times I would argue it's legal, and I'm just making contact. And if the guard falls down, like that's not on me. So yeah, I think I'm just continuing to settle, continuing to make contact, and I think just emphasizing that the guards are the ones embellishing the contact more than me doing something illegal.
Colin was saying last week that as Jalen makes his way back, that everyone needs to give him some grace because it's not easy to miss that much time and then make his way back. Throughout your career, you've missed time. What is that transition like when you're out and then all of a sudden you're thrust back in there and expected to produce?
Yeah, there's nothing like the game. You know, you simulate it in practice as best as you can. You try to, replicate defenses, replicate sets, actions. But at the end of the day, the game's its own thing. So I 100% co-sign that statement. I've been out before, and to get back into it and try to not miss a beat, obviously everybody's going to have a little bit more chemistry than you if you're not out there. So just trying to adjust. He's taking good shots, shots that just aren't falling. And then there's some that, are tougher that he can get. And I think those are things that he'll correct over time, just being out there. But yeah, you got to just understand. It's not easy to just get in and go. Especially the year he's had, and especially being a guy that wasn't normally somebody that missed games. I don't know what it was that he played, 82 straight, and then can be out with something that affects your movement like that with the hamstring. It's tough.
How frustrating can that be for someone who's expected to produce and play at a high level?
It's frustrating. I mean, he knows it. He knows the player he is. We know the player he is. And we know how good he can be and how good he will be. And I think that's just part of it. But we 100% believe he'll get back to himself.
What can that do?
Yeah, you get booked back, it definitely makes everybody's life easier. It makes my life easier. Obviously, defense has got to show him a lot more attention. I think it opens shots up for everybody else, knowing he's going to be the top of the scouting report, the focal point. Obviously, everybody knows the talent he is. And obviously, these last couple of games when we've been struggling offensively, having that bailout card on him, get out of jail free. It'll be good to have him back, whenever that is.
What are you seeing from him this year, just in terms of how comfortable he looks out there in different roles? I mean, he's obviously setting screens, rolling, but then he's spacing whenever he needs to.
Yeah, he's looking great. He's been doing everything. Obviously, that LA game was a great showing for him defensively, having those assignments on those top dogs. Offensively, knocking down threes. Sky's the limit for him. He's doing great things. We're all here supporting him, and it's good to see that translate to a real game.
Is he someone to ask a lot of questions in practice and in the huddles and stuff?
Yeah, he always wants to be in the know. He wants to make sure he's doing the right thing. And I think now he's just gaining more confidence, knowing, we believe in him, we trust him to make the right play, and when you're out there, it always makes things a little bit easier when everybody has your back.
How does Devin look trying to work his way back?
He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. He's always going to do what he can to get back as soon as he gets that green light too. It looks pretty good. Each day he looks better and better.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What was it like the other night? Obviously playing late game action, and then obviously part of that run in the third.
Yeah.
And then seeing the floor down at the end of the game.
It was fun. Great atmosphere. The fans were crazy. It was just a fun game to be a part of. And always being out there.
Curious when you signed, when you got traded here, what your vision as far as what your role is right now?
Yeah. Even from the first meetings with coaches, they told me what they expected me, what my role is going to look like. So just getting these games in and kind of figuring that out in real time. But it's been good. I feel like I'm adjusting pretty well, and I'm getting everything down packed.
One of the things that's crazy about when you guys go to the bench, it gets bigger.
Yeah.
As far as on the perimeter defensively, how much do you feel like that impacts game with his shoes, Ryan?
Yeah, a lot. You bring some size on the court. Guys that are gonna pick up full court, can switch 1 through 4, 1 through 5, and play fast. So, just being on the court with that group is fun to play with. Pick the intensity up on defense, get out and run, and as you've seen, like that could be good for us.
If you share doing kind of similar things out there on the floor, do you see ways that you can kind of like help him enhance his game or kind of impose your knowledge there?
Yeah. First year's been playing great for us. Really taking advantage of his minutes. But everybody's in this year, trying to help him, giving him tips on things to be better at. And that goes for the whole team. Like everybody's helping each other from 1 through 15. So just staying on the young guys and holding everybody accountable. But it works both ways.
Jalen's still making his way back. During your time in the league, when you missed time with a sprained ankle or a hip, whatever it may be, and you miss time, when you come back, what's the hardest to kind of get back? Is it conditioning, confidence, chemistry? What's the hurdle for you?
Personally, I would probably say conditioning. Just how fast you lose it. Sitting out a couple days or battling back from injuries. Like you can still go through a little bit of your workouts and everything, but that condition is probably the biggest part. And that's just things that come with reps and get back on the court.
Is there a difference? I imagine there's a difference between practice reps and
game. Yeah. I would say it's a little bit of difference. Just going game speed. You can't control certain variables, so it's a little different. But the things that we work on in here and the work we put in definitely will get you ready for that.
What was the experience like with Mark kind of coaching the youth in the YMCA?
It was fun, man. First off, I wanna pat myself on the back. Debut, got the win, 8-6 in sudden death. So, but no, it was fun. It was a good group. Like 4th through 5th grade. Quick game. We got to coach a little bit. I had a lot of fun. We got to watch a couple of the games before, so just being in the community, being around, and seeing how much it means to them, it's a good feeling.
You think you're gonna want to do coaching after your career's over?
Hey, after yesterday, I might have to look into it. I'm 1-0 right now, so I'll take it, man. Yeah, appreciate it, y'all.
Thank you.